Finally, 60 Minutes pins down Joe Dementia for an in-depth interview. What's it all about? Absolutely nothing. Because he knows nothing. I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this, surprised, is what's next.
Oh, I see nothing. I was not here. I did not even get up this morning.
Happy Tuesday, y'all. Jasper Gonzo here, another episode of What's Next, your daily dose. Hope you guys are doing well on this day. 60 Minutes over the weekend was able to pin down the most unpinnable man on earth, and that is our sad dear leader, Joe Dementia. Yes, after going into the basement, digging up the crypt, dusting him off, dragging him up by his heels, and throwing him in a chair, 60 Minutes gets the in-depth interview that you, America, have been waiting for. Contents? Absolutely nothing. Here we go. Let's take a look. This comes out of the Blaze. Biden says COVID-19 pandemic is over. Not sure if he'll run in 24, and claims he was not briefed about the documents at Trump's home in the first 60 Minutes interview. Schultz, I know nothing. In his first in-depth interview with an American TV journalist in over 220 days, Joe Dementia said that COVID is over. Speaking of 60 Minutes for the first time in his presidency, Biden told Scott Pelley, the pandemic is over. We still have a problem with COOF. We're still doing a lot of work on it, but the pandemic is over, Biden said. If you notice, no one's wearing masks. Everyone seems to be in pretty good shape. So I think it's changing. And I think this is a perfect example of it. Why? Because I said so. According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, the current 7-day moving average daily new cases is 59,856 as of the 14th of September. Current 7-day average daily new cases similar to the numbers in late April and July, where there were as many COVID-19 restrictions still in place across the country, or should I say many. December 21, Biden raised the alarm for the unvaxxed. Yes, you dirty unvaxxed mother. We are looking at a winter of severe illness and death. Yes. For the unvaxxed, for themselves, their families, hospitals, they'll soon be overwhelmed. Pelley asked Biden, Mr. President, as you know, the Tuesday annual inflation rate is at 8.3%. Stock market has took a nosedive and is cratering. People are shocked about their grocery bills, high gas prices, products not getting to where they need to be. What can you do better and faster? Dementia replied, first, well, let's put it in perspective. Inflation rate this month, it was in month to month, was just an inch, hardly at all. So it might have been 8.299, but not 8.3. When pressed about the 40-year high inflation rate, 45, of 8.3, Dementia argued, no, I'm not saying it's good news, but it was, again, predicted 8.2 before. Gee, just said that. It's not, well, but make it sound like all of a sudden, my God, it went to 8.2. It's been. But we're going to hear a little bit of Joe Dementia in a little bit. Pelley asked if U.S. military forces would defend Taiwan from an invasion from China. Biden declared, yes. In fact, there was an unprecedented attack. When questioned if U.S. forces, U.S. men and women, would defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion, Dementia said, yes. Oh, I'm sure he got a beat down when he got back to the White House. Regarding aiding Ukraine during the Russian invasion, Biden declared, we're going to stay with them as long as they need our help. Yes, billions of dollars are going to be funneled into Ukraine. Who the fuck cares about America? Biden added that the United States will provide financial aid to Ukraine as long as it takes, because of course it will. Of course it will. How dare you be so damn insensitive? Bigots. Biden claimed that he had not been briefed about the alleged classified documents of FBI found at President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. Quote, I have not asked for the specifics of those documents because I don't want to get myself in the middle of whether or not the Justice Department should move on certain actions they could take. Biden alleged. I agreed I would not tell them what to do and not, in fact, engage in telling them how to prosecute or not. Dementia was asked, Sir, are you committed to running again? Are there certain conditions that have to be right? Dementia said, look, if I were to say to you I'm running again, all of a sudden, a whole range of things come into play. I have, quote, requirements that I have to change and move on to do. He added that because election laws and other reasons make it too much early to make that kind of decision about running in 24. I'm a great respecter of the fate. And so what I'm doing is doing my job. He continued, I'm doing my job so incompetently that you'll not want to vote for me in 24. I'm going to do that within a time frame that makes sense after the election cycle is here. Going into next year, making a judgment on what to do. Look, my intention is to be, I said to begin with, that I would run again, he stated. But it's just an intention, not actual fact. But it's a firm decision that I'll run again. That remains to be seen. Now,
Mr. President, as you know, last Tuesday, the annual inflation rate came in at 8.3%. The stock market nosedived. People are shocked by their grocery bills. What can you do better and faster?
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective. Inflation rate month to month was just just an inch, hardly at all.
You're not arguing that 8.3 is good news.
No, I'm not saying it's good news, but it was
yes, you are.
8.2
Yes, I
or
am.
8.2 before.
Don't you understand?
I can make it sound like all of a sudden, my God, it went to 8.2%. It's
the highest inflation rate, Mr. President, in 40 years.
I got that, but
I got that. Yes, I understand. Why are you tormenting me? More.
Is Ukraine winning the war?
Ukraine, through their significant help we and our allies are giving them,
That was a Biden glitch, by the
and
way.
the incredible bravery and the incredible determination of the Ukrainian people are not losing a war, and they're making gains in certain areas. Winning the war in Ukraine is to get Russia out of Ukraine completely.
$70 billion
They're defeating
US
Russia.
dollars
Russia's turning out not
to
to
this
be as competent and
nonsense.
capable as many people thought they were going to be. But winning the war, the damage it's doing, and the citizens and the innocent people are being killed, it's awful hard to count that as winning.
After the horrors of 7 months of war, President Biden has called Russian President Vladimir Putin a war criminal.
It has been barbaric what he's done. His attacks on everything from civilian hospitals to people's old age homes, to neighborhoods where just ordinary people live.
Schools.
In schools, it's just outrageous. And
Let me feed you some of the answers,
price
Joe. Let me feed you.
Ukrainian people are paying.
I didn't read the tweet, but interesting. The price the Ukrainian people are going to pay for this war is extremely high, but we're going to stay with them as long as they need help. The U.S. has announced more than $15 billion more to this. So now that 70 billion turns into 85 billion. When is enough enough? But then again, when you have a guy who doesn't give two fucks about America, there's your answer. And last but not least,
Have you been briefed, sir, on the top secret documents that were found at Mar-a-Lago?
No.
lies.
No one has come to you to warn you that important national security secrets were revealed by the storage of those documents at the former president's home.
I have not personally spoken to anyone on
Bullshit.
that regard. I'm sure my administration is aware of all of that, and so is the National
I'm sure
Security
they are.
Council, but I have not.
Were you notified of the FBI's execution of a search warrant at Mar-a-Lago?
No, not
Lies.
ahead of time.
My thoughts. The fact of the matter is that Joe's a flat out liar. He's a flat out liar. You can't play naive. You can't play total ignorance, which of course is a lack of knowledge, but that goes beyond Joe Dementia at this point. Hence, dementia. But for him to play the Schultz role regarding inflation, for him to play the Schultz role regarding Ukraine, for him to play the Schultz role regarding knowing about the raid on the former president's home in Mari-Largo. Again, you can only play the dummy role for so long, and Dementia has done a masterful job at doing that for his entire political career. The 94 crime bill, anyone? Yes. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. Not my fault. I didn't know. Did you know that your son was a cocaine addict, Parmesan snorting, piece of shit before you decided to put him at the head of one of Ukraine's energy companies? No. I know nothing. Did you know what was in that laptop? No, I know nothing. I hear nothing. I see nothing. I speak nothing. That is the Dementia administration, or particularly more so Joe than anybody else. But are you really surprised that nothing earth-shattering came out of this interview? Had he said one thing, had he said, you know what, when it came to Afghanistan, I really fucked up. I fucked royally. And I fucked his troops over. I did. I fucked them over so bad it looked like a damn prison rape scene. No. He took no responsibility for anything in this interview. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.